Necromunda as a setting is like Mad Max dialed up to 11 and then some. A planet exploited for its resources for millennia, it sits on the very brink of complete environmental and atmospheric collapse, barely held in check by ancient technologies, ready to fail at any moment. Brutal weather patterns scour the surface, making it inhospitable to most life and making travel incredibly dangerous to even the well-prepared. Giant hive cities holding hundreds of millions of workers pepper the surface of Necromunda, completely enclosed and holding the elements at bay. Necromunda as a game introduced players to the setting of Hive Primus, the capital city and home to its lord and planetary governor. The Ash Wastes allows players to step outside those concrete and steel walls and venture deep into the outside world. Here, gangs need to be even more brutal and ruthless to survive and prosper, if they're lucky. The planet of Necromunda has two main seasons, the Seasons of Flame and the Season of Ash. During the Season of Flame, temperatures soar as the surface broils, toxic rivers boiling and entire areas baking into sheets of glass. Storms lessen during this season, making travel somewhat safer. The Season of Ash brings immense dust storms as the western winds scour the surface. Clouds roil and the storms are often strong enough to rip vehicles off the road and bury entire settlements under layers of ash and dust. Purple and red lightning flickers and can set the ground aflame, and even the mighty hive cities are threatened. Between these two major seasons are several minor ones, such as the Smuggler's season, when great gaps in the cloud cover expose areas of the surface, making landing for orbital craft easier. The Time of Shadow occurs after the Season of Ash, when permanent nights cover much of the surface due to all of the ash in the atmosphere. The areas outside the hive cities are broken into three distinctions: the Near Wastes, the Deep Wastes, and the Wild Wastes. The Near Wastes are any areas that are still within sight of the uppermost spires of one or more hive cities. For the largest hives, such as Hive Primus, this distance can be up to 400 kilometers, owing to the sheer scale of the hive. And Necromunda is dotted with thousands and thousands of hives. The Deep Wastes are beyond this point, with no hives within sight at all, and are much more lawless than even the already dangerous Near Wastes. The Wild Wastes are some of the most dangerous and unexplored areas of Necromunda, and travel is not advised. Trade and travel are still vital even on a planet like Necromunda, and so the Mercator Guild runs many shipping operations across the road systems of the Ash Wastes. Roads, both above ground and below, crisscross the wastes, some more or less accessible depending on the season, the weather and storms, or the dangerous presence of various Ash Wastes nomad clans. Profits can be found here for an adventurous gang, whether that be through caravan raids, or providing guards, guns, and safe travel to those caravans from other potential threats. I am fascinated by the sheer scope of this world and potential for endless stories and adventures. I'm surprised that Black Library hasn't done an entire series of novels set on Necromunda. Literally anything is possible. I haven't even gotten into detail on some of the other areas of the map yet. The areas around Hive Secundus will obviously feature in the upcoming Book of Desolation, and it seems like players will be able to experience the setting of the dust wall that surrounds the exclusion zone, as well as the massive crater and chasm that Secundus has become after orbital bombardment. Even looking at the map here, what's at Ashtown? Why is there a place called Sneering Fort? What about Scrapper's Pier? Or the Chemtide Swamps? I want to know about all of these places. This world is so incredibly vast that I think if I weren't already a dedicated Horus Heresy player, well, and I'm dipping my toes into Necromunda, which is why I'm making this video and you're watching this video, but I think if I had never played any other Games Workshop game, I could very happily spend my entire game time just exploring Necromunda and all of the potential places that are on this planet and just ready and waiting to be looked at and discovered and explored and just talked about. And it's amazing. I mean, you've seen a couple of images of the map here in this video, and all of those tiny little place names are there, just making me wonder. And I think that's really, really cool. I'm off script here, if you can't tell, but I think it's important to give credit to the Necromunda design team for the sheer scale of the world that they've created here. I wasn't familiar with Necromunda in the 90s, so everything that I'm talking about comes from the recent reboot back in 2017, I think, and the stuff that I've seen in the rulebooks and the maps, things I've read about online, some of the pictures and images that I've seen, and it's really cool. I just want to play on this planet and see what it has to uncover the treasures, the stories, the adventures, everything. And this map, these place names, that's not even all of it. I mean, the map states that there are thousands and thousands of minor hive cities all over the planet that are just, it's incredible. It's really, really cool. And as you can kind of tell, I sort of have used some of my own terrain to set up some little vignettes and pictures and images. And part of what got me back into Necromunda were the Mad Max movies. And I think I might have a video on that at some point if I can get everything together. But what was really cool to me was the idea of, as I've been telling everybody, outside Necromunda. So not in the hive cities, which I think gets you more of a Judge Dredd type of atmosphere, but outside, exploring that outside world and seeing what that has to offer and what that holds. And I think that's really, really cool. And so I have a lot of terrain. I would love at some point to pick up more of the actual Games Workshop terrain, both for the Ash Wastes and just in general. But I'm creating a really cool little world here, I think. That's obviously it's in the existing world of Necromunda, but there's a lot of places to play, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I will have the conclusion coming up in just a moment. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up in just a minute here. But thanks for watching. Here's one of the coolest images, by the way. I saw this online. This is from the Ash Wastes rulebook, and it's so evocative, you guys. It really, like, I love it. It makes me want to travel here. I never want to live on Necromunda, but this picture makes me want to travel here and see everything. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that Necromunda Ash Wastes lore video. I know I am a very tiny channel, but I am trying to hopefully be a little bit more consistent about content. I do have a little bit of a favor to ask at the end of this video that you are watching right now. So obviously I would love to run an Ash Wastes campaign at some point. I've been super excited about it. I've been talking about it on all of my social media nonstop for the last month or two. And here is where you guys come in. So I have created a throne wish list, which allows me to list gifts that my community can purchase for me. And one of the things that I have on that list is the Ash Wastes box set. Now, my birthday is this month in August, and I have enabled the crowdfunding option for that particular box set, which means that you guys can donate as much or as little as you would like in an attempt to help me get this enormous box set, which I think off of Amazon is still a pretty incredible value. And so pretty much if you feel like donating the cost of a Frappuccino or a movie ticket, I would be eternally grateful. Obviously, this also helps me make future content through terrain assembling and painting tutorials, painting up the various gangs, discussing the various gang tactics for the Ash Wastes Nomads and the Orlocks, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to go ahead and say thank you right now, because I do appreciate all of the engagement here I get on YouTube. It is amazing. Every time I get a comment, it's awesome. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye. So this is Editing Michael coming in to cut in real quick, and I wanted to say you probably just saw my announcement about the Throne wishlist and the Ash Wastes box set, and I wanted to update and say that somebody very kind, or several someones, fulfilled the crowdfunding for that Ash Wastes box, which honestly is really, really incredible. It's not something I actually ever would have expected. So that's really cool. The rest of the gift wish list is still up. I'm stuttering over my words here, I apologize. And so if you want to take a look at that, that's awesome. If not, that's totally okay too. Link in the doobly-doo, as the Vlog Brothers would say, and I will see you guys in the next video.